North. Okay. Scratch.
Scratch.
Love the North. Love the North. 3, 2, 1. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Love the North podcast. I'm Mama G.
I'm Rachelle Rocha. Welcome to the show.
Welcome. Today, what are we doing?
Well, today we're in Seasons Pharmacy and Culinaria, and we're in the kitchen. And why is there a kitchen in a pharmacy?
Because we need to show people how to cook, how to eat, and how to just make better choices.
Right. So this is a follow-up show to a show that we have on Love the North podcast with Kate Reed, where we talk about the importance of the liver as an organ in the body. It's a very important organ. It keeps us healthy. It metabolizes things. It creates new things. It is a detoxifier. Everybody may have heard about that. And everybody may have heard about some illnesses that are going along, like we might have a fatty liver. And so we thought we would just take today's show and talk about liver as a cooking ingredient. And it's very, very important, especially for women, especially women of childbearing age or younger, growing people, to get enough iron. And we need iron. It's really important because it's what carries oxygen around in our blood. And if we don't have enough oxygen in our blood, that means we feel tired. That's what anemia is. You don't have enough oxygen circulating. And you could feel like you're totally depleted.
You're tired all day long.
All day long. So anemia is a really important illness. They
get,
do
like,
that.
Dark circles.
Yeah, and the paleness underneath your eyes. And
you can tell when somebody needs it.
You can tell when someone's anemic. And especially, you know, we as a culture today, we don't eat a lot of liver. And it's only offered on some menus. Sometimes you'll see liver and onions.
Well, to be honest, we're on our third generation of single moms raising families or single dads.
Or working moms.
Or
working families. Both parents are working.
Yeah, in a day in which our housing is the way that it is, everybody needs to work at this point.
Yeah.
So today what we're dedicating the show is how do we cook liver? How do we eat liver? How do we, what is it good for? And how do you do it? The house.
Because if it's going to be good for you, it might as well be delicious. And if you cook liver improperly, it's going to
taste like not amazing.
It's going to taste like shoe leather or worse. It's going to have a very weird texture, and it's not going to be pleasant. But there's a few ways. So today we're going to feature 2 recipes. We might break this up into 2 different modules, but we're going to talk a little bit about liver. We have some different kinds. We're going to make liver pâté, which is a way of making something very potentially strong into something really delicious, because we're going to use some really beautiful ingredients in the liver pâté.
All accessible, easily accessible at your local grocery store or here
at Seasons Pharmacy.
Because that's our thing.
Lawrence Street, right?
That's our thing too, right? Like we don't want to just show you a recipe. We want to make sure that you know how to do the recipe and that you have access to the stuff. Because it's all good to show you something, but if you have nowhere to go to get it, it's pointless information.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to show a couple of different kinds of livers, and one is liver pâté recipe. The other one is liver and onions. So the classic is liver and onions.
Yep,
and
diner style.
I think to do liver and onions well, the onions need to be cooked for a long time to become caramelized, so really brown.
So what we're going to do while we're talking is we're just going to put in, this is pork fat that we put through the food grinder, the meat grinder, and then so I have about 2.5 cups of onions over there. Which one's this for? The pâté? No.
These are the onions that we're going to brown for liver and onions.
Okay, so then knowing that, I'm only going to put in about 1/4 cup of this pork fat, and then I'm going to put some butter in, but I'm not going to put the butter in till after, because I really want the butter flavor of the creaminess to be the flavor spotlight, not the center of it all. So I'm going to break this down a little bit so that it moves over a little bit. You know what I mean? And I have about 3 cups of onions in here, but I'm not going to use it all because I want to use some for the other one. And we only have that much liver, so I'm going to do about 1.5 cups to 2 cups of onions. These are beautifully shaved down by our lovely assistant Kendra,
who's not on the show, but we'll be watching.
We'll be watching. And we're happy with her sister who took her show and showed it to her students, classmates at high school.
In high school at St. Ben. She thought our cooking show was great, and so it's now content at St. Benedict's in the health class. We love that. We sliced the onions really fine so that they would cook faster, because it does take a little while.
The finer the onion is cooked, the more flavor you're pulling from there. If there's one thing I can say as a chef about liver, is that the flavor of beef liver is strong. Pork liver is a little bit more mild, chicken liver is like the mild of all the milds.
Well, there's two more. There's
a lot more.
Turkey liver and either goose or duck liver. So if you buy foie gras, which is one of the most fanciest ingredients you can get.
Foie gras is just a fatty goose liver.
A fatty goose liver or a duck liver. And I agree with you that the flavor of poultry liver is much milder. And I find that pork is kind of nice still too. But once you get into beef and lamb, and
you gotta manipulate it differently.
Wild meats, moose and deer are readily available in Northern Ontario, and so that's a really, on the day that the hunt has happened, if you can get that liver fresh, that'll be one of the best. Fresh, it's going to be the nicest tasting. The longer it sits,
the more the ammonia sits in the.
It's not ammonia, I don't think. The ammonia's in the kidney, but the longer the blood sits in the meat of the liver, like think about the liver is lots of circulation going there. So when you prepare the liver, there's a lot of blood in there. So the fresher you have it, the less long that blood is sitting in there, the more delicious it's going to taste. So now we have a trick that we've used today to help deal with liver. So this liver comes from a local farm, Luc Vézina, in Field, raises both grass-finished and grain-finished beef, and he brought me 5 pounds of liver for the show today. So
thank you, Luke.
And they were all done. So Kendra did some other work for us today, our lovely assistant, who's not here today.
Okay, pro tip.
Yep.
While you're cooking your, can I have the salt, please?
Yes.
While you're trying to caramelize your onions, put a little bit of salt in there because it draws the water out faster and it's going to make it cook faster.
And it'll be delicious because salt is so good.
Salt is good. And don't go crazy because you don't want your stuff salty.
No. But a little bit it does. It's really nice to cook your onions a lot faster when you put that bit of salt in it. All evaporates up.
And don't cheat by putting sugar in there. Don't be that person.
I would never
Just be
put sugar
patient.
Sugar is evil. Go back to our previous show.
It's true.
Sugar is evil. We don't like sugar. Well, sugar is nice once in a while, but small amounts because your liver can only handle so much sugar.
So much.
If you get too much sugar going into your body, it goes to your liver first. We start making lots of triglycerides and developing a fatty liver. So sugar bad. Sugar be bad.
Sugar be bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move this pork fat over and let's talk about, looks like strawberry quick. It's not.
It's not strawberry quick.
Doesn't smell like strawberry quick.
It does not.
So when you get your beef liver, you're getting it, okay, you can get it cut like this from your butcher or you can get it whole. If you get it whole, I can't see it here because somebody took it off. There's a thin membrane around the liver. Just slice it off, peel, just take your time with your knife and peel it off, just get it off. Otherwise, it makes it chewy. It's like eating overcooked calamari.
Yeah, it's not good.
You know what I mean? It's stringy, gets stuck in your teeth.
And also, it shrinks differently when you cook it. So then, instead of having a nice flat piece of liver on the pan, it's all going to shrink, and you're not going to cook it evenly, and it's going to make your job more difficult.
For those who fry bologna, understand. You must put the slit in the bologna so that it doesn't curl up. Yeah. It's the same scenario.
But it's not bologna.
Nah, but, you know, but those who know, know.
Yes.
Okay, so these are starting to brown, which is nice. But see how the salt, see how fast it got it to starting to brown? Just pulled that water right out of there. Okay, so you're getting your liver from the butcher. So let's see if there's any. Looks like they cleaned out all the veins on here, to be honest.
Yeah. So a liver will have some.
You want to cut this while
I'll cut it up while you talk. A liver's going to have some. Well, we talked about all this, the blood that circulates into the liver, so that means there's some arteries that go in there and some veins, and these can leave a little bit of highly textured, rubbery sort of membrane in there. So you're going to cut that off. I'm trying to
find one. Okay, so look at this. Found one. So you're going to find. Okay. Mama G, what is that? Well, honest God's truth, it's just a blood clot. But it's because the veins and the arteries are going through. That's why you have holes throughout your liver here. Okay, so the blood is going through there and all the yucky stuff that your body has is coming out of there. And if ever you touch and play with liver, you'll see that it's not like it's not a muscle meat. No.
It's not a sponge. No. It's maybe a very fine.
No, I would say it's like, okay, like the texture, friends, honestly, it's like what do you call that stuff that kids are making right now?
Jell-O?
Slime.
Slime, like slime,
Yeah.
like a stiffer slime or like a Play-Doh sort of a thing. But
Well,
stiffer,
yeah.
I don't even know.
And but when you push, so when you squeeze your two fingers together on the screw, like look, I just made a hole quite quickly. When you do that, if the resistance is good, it means you have a good liver. It's firm. You know what I mean? If it's too firm, then it could mean an older animal. Now, Mama G, liver tastes so livery. This is true. How do we get the livery taste out of it? Well, the livery taste is iron. Okay, friends? Like, that's God's honest truth. So, we're going to chop up your liver. You soak it in milk. That's a lot of things. But it's what makes it work. It draws out the extra flavor of iron, like the super harsh flavor of iron. And that's really what you want to do. Because otherwise, it's too livery. And when it's too livery, you have that like metallic taste at the back of your throat. And honestly, that's what turns kids off. So if you want them to eat this, or senior citizens too, there used to be a thing. My grandpa or my grandma, I can't remember which one. One of my relatives used to boil it in milk, and then slice it, and then fry it. And you want to talk about not amazing? That's not amazing. So,
you know what's interesting? My daughter Madeline, from even the time she was a little kid, she always loved liver. I'd never met a kid, because I certainly wasn't the kid who liked liver. But if I made liver and onions, Madeline was excited.
I was blessed with a mom who learned how to make liver properly. And my mom would take one of these pieces and cut them like finger thick, and would roll them in flour, salt, pepper, and then would fry them like we're going to do here. But this is how she did it, and when she did it this way, I would eat it every time. Every time. Okay, I'm going to wash my hands, because nobody...
Yeah, this is really awesome. And so a liver that comes out of a cow, like we have 5 packages, 5 pounds, but a liver that comes out of a cow, is going to be like this big.
At least 10.
Yeah, like huge. And it's too much for like one family. That's why learning how to make liver pâté is a way that our ancestors who lived on farms used to deal with this.
Tendon here. Let me find a knife. Okay, there's this white tendon here. You want to get rid of it, because it's going to make your food chewy. So you just give it a little slit underneath it. Pick their teeth.
Okay. Look at this is a nice example. Look at there's different lobes of the liver.
Yeah,
that's
really
really
interesting.
interesting. This is like a perfect. There's 3 lobes to the liver.
Yeah.
This one, 4.
Okay, Rachelle, let's ask you some sciencey questions.
Okay, ask me sciencey.
Why does the body have a liver?
Well, there's a few important jobs of the liver. So when you digest something, it goes into your stomach, and then it goes into your intestines. And your intestines have a really rich blood supply. So at the gut lining wall, it's only 1 cell thick, and then there's a blood flow on the other side. So the food that you're absorbing, it gets digested by some digestive enzymes, which your digestive enzymes are made in your liver, and they're stored in the gallbladder, right? When we get gallbladder disease, if you get your gallbladder removed, you can't digest food very well because your body has nowhere to store.
Fatty foods is hard.
Right. So your liver gets, it's called first pass metabolism, and everything goes to your liver first in case there's something really toxic there or something that needs to be broken. It goes through a first pass metabolism, and then the liver does things like, oh, what do I do with this? If it's too much sugar, it's going to package them up as little triglycerides. That's when you go for your blood test, you have high triglycerides. That means you've had too much sugar. Your liver couldn't handle processing all of that sugar. It's going to store energy in the liver, so that if you're not eating something and you're in a fasting state, your brain always needs to have glucose to live. So your liver does a process called gluconeogenesis, which is the formation of glucose.
Say that again.
Gluconeogenesis. Gluco meaning glucose, neo meaning new, so and genesis meaning the creation of. So your liver actually creates a glucose source to fuel your brain when, like, you're sleeping, for an example, or if you skipped breakfast, for an example. It also manufactures very important things like cholesterol, and that's why when we give you cholesterol medication, it works in the liver to make your liver stop making so much cholesterol. But cholesterol, again, is one of these things, or sometimes it misfires and you have too much. And that's why those drugs work in the department. So that's what your liver does. Your liver creates things, it stores things, it helps. So when you take medication, for an example, your body eliminates it through either the kidneys or the liver. And there are sometimes drug interactions. So let's say you have a sticker on your medication that says, please don't eat this with grapefruit juice because it's going to affect the way your liver metabolizes those medications. So metabolizing means I'm going to convert this thing from something into something where I can excrete it. So your liver takes responsibility for eliminating things that you've ingested, which is good because everything needs to be processed, and your liver is the major organ for processing. So some people are concerned, like, I don't want to eat a lot of liver because, well, this case there could be a lot of bad things in the liver and I don't want to eat too much of it. There's a certain, this is why when your meat goes to the abattoir and it goes through an inspection, the meat inspectors are looking at those livers.
This one too, please. So no see you on the
Merci.
Okay, je ramener ça là au milieu. I'll bring this to the middle a little bit more so that you can see the liquid that's coming out from this fat of this pork. So what we should do is start dredging it into our, this has salt in it?
I did.
Okay, good.
Coarse salt.
Let's not put lots there because might be like crazy salty.
I think it's. I'm happy to be a bit of a salty.
So just, yeah, I know. Just move your onions to the side here. Make a pile. Don't take them out. Because you want, just watch.
This feels so nice.
What, just to cook together, to be together again?
Well, that's true.
We're like Buzz and Woody. Have you ever seen Toy Story?
Yes.
Wow.
I have 4 kids,
That doesn't mean anything.
We did have, we had an Uplander, a Chevy Uplander, with
That had
one
a-
of those video things,
Yeah.
a DVD player back in the day.
Yeah.
And I listened to a lot of shows a few times. Because I couldn't watch them, I was driving, but I sure listened to things like the Toy Story.
I really like Toy Story. It was a good one. They're like best friends. They love to fight and argue, and they both think that they're right all the time.
See?
So that's me and you.
There we go.
I feel like I'm the cowboy. I feel like you're the space agent.
I'm a space cadet?
Yeah.
Okay.
All
right, Woody.
Science, you're science. I'm nature.
Okay. All right, we accept.
We'll go down that
Let's
road.
go down that road. Okay.
Okay, so this is turning out like this fat one here is good. I'm just going to put it over here so that it still drains down while cooking. I think that we've pulled out enough of the fat to have stuff in here, but if we leave it at the side of the pan, it'll still drain down.
Okay, how are we cooking? What's the trick?
There are rules that say you are to cook it all the way through. But then there are other rules that say you can cook it to medium well.
I think if you cook liver all the way through, it is so textury.
Well,
Bad texture.
overcooking, like
Just
shrimp,
hard.
you can cook it to well done without it being
Hard.
chewy.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's perfect. Did you see what she did? She dredged it. Okay, salt, pepper, flour. There we go. Please and thank you. And as you put them in, I'll
So I worked with a chef once. We did a whole bunch of liver.
I know, I'm right
processing.
here.
No, a different one. I get around,
Civilized eating. We use the animal, they've used the animal in the past from nose to tail. And I have to tell you, like, it makes the most sense. Let's turn this down a bit. Okay, so when this happens, turn your heat down, and it means it's time for you to turn it over. When it starts snap, crackle, popping, turn it over. It means that you form the crust on the other side. Comes from inspiration. So, okay. So, here, now that I've done my first flip, okay, is where I'm going to take my onions and I'm going to move them on top. Because this is where I want the onion juice to seep and the bacon juice to seep.
Bacon always makes everything better.
Oh God,
I
yeah.
mean, bacon on a tomato sandwich, bacon on
Oh.
pizza, bacon on a turkey club, bacon on... I never had bacon with liver. I think it's ingenious. I'm serious, I know. Shocking, but I never... I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. I know that we would take this, eat it on top gravy.
Yeah. Well, should we make a little bit of gravy at the end of this? We have a little bit of flour left.
Yeah. Yeah, you got stock anywhere? You got any kind of stock?
I think so.
We don't need much, like maybe a cup and a half.
I have a perfect little size.
So here we are.
This is another great ingredient we can talk about.
Is stock.
Stock.
Don't make stock liver. Don't make liver stock.
No.
It's not a good idea.
No, but when we have bones from animals, we make stock and then we freeze it, and we even have this small amount, which is just this size, which is just a little small amount, and that's gonna pop into there, and in 5 minutes we're gonna have gravy. I love this.
Oops. And we're gonna create what's called a roux. Roux is flour. Yum, yum, yum. Okay, so here's a few little, Mama G, these are fun ingredients. We got some cream, we've got some Hennessy, and we've got some stock. So we're gonna put a little bit of cognac here because it adds a sweetness to the sauce. This one is a special, it's a very special. This,
I'm sure it is very special.
ooh, it smells sweet. Smell that sweetness, right?
I didn't know we were gonna have. I've never had liver and
Hennessy?
onions with a friggin' gravy like this.
Really? This is your first?
This is yeah. I never.
breaking
I
your-
told you I was having it with ketchup. What do I know?
Yeah, that's gross.
There we
Okay,
go.
so we're gonna put the Hennessy on the liver, not in the
Sauce.
the flour, because I want the sweetness to go. See how thick that is?
Oh my
God! Everything is mixed, because otherwise it's too thick. Oh, you should see it. Look at the beautiful caramel color and the caramelized onions and bacon.
That smells amazing.
And see, it's just coming apart.
It's amazing. It's gotta get a little bit thicker now.
It'll look 2 seconds. Look, it's done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is where I'm going to season it. I'm going to wait till I finish whisking and then I'm going to put in my seasonings. But I would be cautious in telling you not to be using dry thyme or rosemary at this point. If you were going to do dry thyme or rosemary, you would do it at the beginning. Look at that. Okay. We're going to put a little bit of cloves in here because the French, that's what we like.
I love that.
Me too.
I love the flavor of nutmeg.
It smells
with
so
the
yum.
Liver. Cloves,
Just a pinch.
just a little bit. Yeah.
There. Just to see. This is how I would serve it to children so that they would eat it. I would even cut it up smaller.
Say that again. This is how you would serve it to children?
Yep, because this is how they would eat it. Put this on. Yum. Okay.
Well,
If you have low iron, this is the way to get it.
you should eat this.
Try it. It's yum. Okay.
This is the most bioavailable source of.
Let's get rid of this here. This is a different beast altogether. Pâté needs fat for spreadability, for making sure that it mixes well, like it all binds together. And one of the things you'll see later when we're putting it in the food processor is I'm adding a lot of butter at that point. Don't get this twisted any shape or form. Pâté is fatty. If somebody says they have lean pâté, don't do it. It's not going to be amazing. Or they're using an oil, or they're using something that should not be in there. So just take my advice and just do that. Can I have that fat thing there, please? Thank you. So I have about a half a cup of butter in this pan. And then I'm going to put about 2.5 cups of pork fat. You want a lot of fat. You don't want to deep fry, but you want to make sure that the beef itself is getting enough fat because it's so lean. Liver is so lean. Now, it's a lot easier to get your kids to eat pâté. Just tell them that it's meat spread. Okay? Like, it's not that I want you to lie to your kids, but there's so many kids out there that are malnourished. Even though they're eating fruits and vegetables all day long, they're not getting their protein in there. They're not getting their red meat count. And to be honest, right now, it's the summer of 2026, and beef is astronomical pricing. Like, I have never seen beef in my... No real reason for it to be this high. Okay, so this is why we're also teaching you, buy cow, use all the pieces of the cow that comes with your cow. When you're doing your cut sheet, ask for your organs. Make sure you're asking for your tongue and your cheeks. Don't be shy. You paid for the whole animal, the hanging weight. That's your weight. Go around the bowl. There you go.
You should show people what I'm doing.
Okay.
Just so they can see what this looks like.
Yes, of course.
Because this is a little strange and you're not going to see this.
Otherwise, what are we doing here?
Here we go. So, as you can see, this white pinky stuff is the colander, and I'm just...
Shallots in.
These are shallots. Those are red onions.
Red shallots?
Yeah.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, they are. Look, they're right here.
Yeah, you're right.
See?
You're right.
That's what a shallot looks like. That's the difference between a shallot and an onion. You want to talk about that?
Go ahead.
No, you...
I want to see what you know.
Not much. I'm asking the chef. I just know these are like stronger. They kind of taste more garlicky.
Yep. The only one I put in there.
And explain to me, because you did explain this to me once, and maybe you explained it to the camera, but in case you haven't, there's something very special about putting your spices in a dry pan and then adding the fat or into the fat.
It
What
draws out
happens?
its natural oil.
So that's the thing about aromatics. So the plant produces, with its life force, aromatic compounds are usually fat soluble. That's why it's an essential oil.
Yep.
So when you put it in a fat, the flavor from the dried herb exits the dried herb and enters the fat, and then the fat permeates the whole meal. So doing this at the beginning as opposed to at the end of our last little program around making your gravy for the liver, you said do not add rosemary now, do not add...
Yeah, don't add your
late.
dry stuff yet.
It's not gonna taste...
It's okay, you just gotta move it around. This is a labor of love, my friends. You can't fast track this.
Well, it's part of the slow food movement, so why do you want to speed up the slow food? The only thing I want to speed up about the slow food movement is how fast the news is spreading about it.
I think it's done.
It's done. So let's do that. Sasamo? Rocha?
Right?
Yeah.
It's so hot.
So if you're trying to avoid bread, what else do you think you could put liver pâté on? If you're trying to avoid carbohydrates. Could you put it on celery sticks or
Potatoes.
anything? Well, a potato's still a carbohydrate.
Yeah, but it's a good carbohydrate.
Especially cold potatoes supposedly is better than a hot potato. But
Like if I was doing a baked potato halfway. And as she's filling, I'm going to add about a cup's worth of this beautiful butter.
can you talk yellow that this isn't food coloring?
When a cow is properly fed, and when a cow lives in a field, and when a cow eats grass, stuff from the ground, not dried up. No, listen, dried up's fine, but fresh grass. The omegas, it's the omegas.
Omega-3 fatty acids.
Okay, the omega-3 fatty acids.
Right,
It's
yellow
hard to
like
buy
that.
cream that color.
Yeah.
That's a whole different show.
Anyways, we
Okay.
love St. Bridges, and we love that we have access to some really awesome products in Ontario.
I've taken this part out, and I've left this part in because we don't want psh, but we want this out because we want the steam to come out on. I don't have my glasses on. Pulse.
Yeah.
Cool feature. All right, so let's click. See how liquidy it
It's
is?
very liquidy. I was not expecting it to be that liquid. It's like, yeah.
Smells so good. Now, when you go to the store and you buy pâté and there's stuff in it, this is where they put it in. Like you see red peppercorns, you'll see slices of fruit, like I've seen some with apricot chunks in it, like all that.
A lot of little spoons. That's a fork.
Spooning leads to forking.
That's what she says.
As you had a spoon.
Okay.
Butter over cream.
Yes, why? Because it'll be stiffer.
It'll be, right now it's like, not gritty, but you can taste all the little pieces.
Yeah.
Okay? When you add butter.
So that's it. That's little pâté. So now we're just gonna
Portion it out. Okay, so friends, you don't need to watch us portion it out, but we do want to say thank you for coming today and joining us. We want to say that
we love the North podcast because
we do.
We think this is a brilliant opportunity to reach a lot of people who can't come here in person to see our stuff and to get our stuff here and get to know us. But
spend time with us.
we, if you do come to Sudbury, we would love to meet you. And if you come to Sudbury, sort of in soonish timeline to this, there might be some of this pâté available for sale. We try to have pâté available. Gates still does occasionally come and cook here with us.
That wasn't a guilt factor right there.
No, it wasn't.
Sometimes she shows up.
No. I just really appreciate when you do come because it is really
This is my
great product.
this is my passion place. You know what I mean? Like we come here because teaching is my passion, and one of the things that we don't do enough as adults is, oh, I'm going to take a class. You don't need to take a class. Become friends with a chef, a real chef, not somebody who's been flipping pancakes for 30 years and says they're the chef because they worked in the same restaurant. Work with somebody who's worked in many, many different places. And you know what? The one thing that chefs love to do is to talk about themselves and all the cool shit that they do. You know, that's where our ego comes from. Because we know we eat better than everybody else. Our brains are working.
If you're a female and you're in the menstruating area of your life,
Yeah,
so
this
any
is-
time between age 12 and 56 or something like that, and you feel tired, you might need a little bit more iron in your life. And
Oomph.
liver pâté is a really delicious way of getting it. And most people have not even tried it.
Yep.
And so I
They stick
encourage
their
you to
nose
come
up
and
at
try
it.
it. And liver is delicious and it's good for us. And if we need to strengthen our liver, maybe eating liver contains some of the magic ingredients into strengthening our own livers.
I think so.
That's one of the things. So we appreciate you for tuning in. Thank you, Gates, for
Rochelle,
for coming in.
doing this fun thing, and thanks to We Love the North.
Love the North.
Love the
podcast.
North. Why do I keep calling them that?
Because we love the North, and it's a Love the North podcast. That's